How's it going, everybody? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Star Wars Yoda's Secret War by Jason Aaron with art by Salvador LaRocca. Let's get into it. Yoda senses a disturbance in the Force, and it leads him to this planet. On the planet, Yoda is captured, and he's tasked by his captors to find the heart of this mountain. Yoda finds the heart of the mountain, and in turn finds understanding. Luke travels to the planet Yoda was once at in search for answers. Luke seeks the heart of the mountain as Yoda once did. Then we have Star Wars Annual 2, where a big woman saves Princess Leia from the Empire and helps nurse her back to health and ultimately joins the rebellion. As you might have been able to tell from that briefest of brief recaps, there's not a lot going on in this volume. The structure of it's pretty okay. In the last volume, the last flight of the Harbinger, Scar Squadron, right? They captured C-3PO, and they're like trying to get information out of him in this volume, but that's like only like a couple of pages, and the rest is like this Yoda story. Because R2 flies off to save C-3PO after the leaders of the rebellion decide that C-3PO is just going to be a goner and they're not going to go after him. R2 decides he's going to go off, so Luke chases R2. Well, R2 disables Luke's hyperdrive, so Luke is in space waiting for his new astromech to fix the hyperdrive. So he goes back to reading old Ben's journals, and that's how we get the story about Yoda before Luke even meets Yoda. And he's hearing about Yoda for the first time, this great Jedi Master. And it's a recap of, Yoda's adventure on this one planet full of children. Now, I've read this story. I still can't really tell you what the hell goes on. Yoda finds the heart of the mountain, and he realizes that the mountain's alive, and then it sort of cuts to Luke's time period, because Luke travels to the planet, and he sees that the mountains are dead, and there's like one survivor left of the children that Yoda found all those years ago, and he's protecting what's left of the mountain. And he totally whoops Luke's ass. And then Luke is like, hey, I know, I'm going to go find the heart of the mountain too. And the story just ends. Your mileage may vary on it, but I feel like it's the weakest volume of Star Wars thus far. I found the story to be boring. Don't really like reading Yoda's dialogue, that long, for that much of a time. It's good. It's good in short bursts, but when he's constantly talking, you're like, whatever. The whole story with the planet full of children, wasn't loving it. Although I guess it kind of makes sense with Yoda having trained the younglings in the Jedi Temple, so it kind of made a certain amount of sense that Yoda would be dealing with these children and he knows how to deal with them. But still, it doesn't make it for an exciting read. Also, didn't really care for Luke getting owned once again by this guy who's like, how is he even surviving on this planet? I got so many questions about this story. I just hate it. But yeah, he whoops Luke's ass, and then him and Luke come to an understanding or whatever, and Luke goes in search for the heart of the mountain. And it's like, what even happens in the story? Nothing. And then we got the annual written by Kelly Thompson. It's just another one of those yes, she can stories. A big muscular woman happens to save Leia, and they get word out to Han and Luke, and Han and Luke show up, and then the woman joins the rebellion at the end of the day. I'm sure she'll be a pivotal character going forward. Definitely not a one and done. But just not interesting, and the whole volume suffered from that, not just from this one story, but like the Yoda story. Like the framing was cool, Luke reading Obi-Wan's journals, learning about this great Jedi Master Yoda before he goes to meet him in Empire Strikes Back. That part was interesting, but it's just like the story itself didn't do nothing for me. This annual didn't do nothing for me. The best thing I could say about it, it was a quick read. I read it in one sitting. Didn't overstay its welcome. All that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Star Wars Yoda's Secret War a 2 out of 5. Pretty brutal. But you may like it, so who knows. Until next time, I'll see you there.